All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This is, of course, your boy BJ, and I am back for another live stream. And of course, I am joined by, as you can see, none other than the Sin City Sarah. How you doing, Sarah?
That's me. I'm doing good, BJ. Thank you for having me on tonight. I'm so excited to be here with you. Talk some fighters,
first...
My first time. Yes, it's my very first time on your channel. Very exciting. Big things for us. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what time is it out there in Vegas, Sarah?
It's 6:05 right now, p.m., so not too bad. I'm sitting out here in the garage, kind of just chilling. Nice little breeze today. It's beautiful. I was out at the pool earlier, got myself a nice little sunburn.
Is it hot out there? How hot is it?
Yeah, it was around 100 today.
Ooh, y'all already at 100.
Pretty hot, yep.
Oh, man, this stream is rolling already, man.
Yep. I was wearing long sleeves the other day, so it's been all over the place.
Oh, gosh.
It's been all over.
That's that sick weather.
Yeah.
Cold one day, hot the next.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So listen, Abdul Diop is already coming out the gate hot. This dude comes out the gate hot already. He's seen the headline, whatever. This guy comes out hot every time we on the live.
What's up?
Sarah, go ahead. So Sarah, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. We saw arguably the best performance of Carla Esparza's career this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Like we arguably saw, arguably the best showing of her career this past weekend, and it's what a contender and former champion. This is the spot that they want to be in. Like Carla Esparza is in a really good spot right now. Like she's in a good spot. She put herself in a really good spot with that win over Yao Xiaonan this weekend.
Yes,
but it seems like ever since she won this fight, you know, I keep looking at people's videos that they upload, like other channels, and I just keep seeing like, I don't think Carla is ready to fight for the belt. And I'm lost. And I'm hoping that the comment section, I'm hoping that Sin City Sarah here, I'm hoping that my little buddy here can bring me some clarity. Like, because I know, Sarah, I know you said you haven't really seen much about it, but
not the hate,
there.
Or the negativity.
It's out there. Mm-hmm. What you got for me, Sin City?
I believe it. There's always somebody saying something. It surprises me. You know, I did think Jan was going to win that fight, but it surprises me to hear that people are coming down on Carla's win or her what she's ready for right now. It's weird to hear people come down on her for that, because she has proven herself just as much as, you know, say Rose has. Her and Rose started pretty much at the same time in the UFC. They both came out of tough. And if you look at their records, Carla's on she has an incredible winning streak right now, an incredible record. There's no reason that she shouldn't be a part of the conversation just as much as Rose or somebody else. So I just wonder if it's maybe because people haven't seen that Spitfire kind of personality from Carla yet, if they feel like she has something to prove there. But inside of the octagon, she deserves the opportunity for the title shot just as much as some of the other girls who she's standing up against, in my opinion.
Yeah, Sarah, I absolutely agree with that. And Abdul says that Carla should get the fight, but she's just a very boring fighter. I don't think see, that's me though. Like, I'm a grappler heavy guy. Like, I like grapplers. Like, grapplers are my favorite fighters. So I 100% don't see Carla's style as being very boring. But I mean, you brought it up, Sarah. You brought up her record. I mean, let's look at her journey. I'm looking at it right now. Let's look at her journey since winning and losing the belt. Okay. Yeah. So she comes out and she beats Rose Namajunas on the finale of Tough. Is crowned the champion. Okay. Gets demolished. I mean, utterly demolished by Joanna Jędrzejczyk in her next fight, her first title defense. Mm-hmm. Bounces back from losing her title, beats Juliana Lima, who at that time, way back then, so many people were so high on Juliana Lima. You know what I'm saying? Then she goes out, she loses to Randa Marcos. Okay, so this point in her career, she's kind of spotty. She won the belt, she lost the belt, she won a fight, and then she lost a fight. So that's kind of like rocky territory there, you know.
Yep.
So if you keep going, she goes on a 2-fight winning streak against Marina Moroz and Cynthia Calvillo. She beats Cynthia Calvillo, which still has the moment, who still everybody's still talking about. Her next 2 fights, the next fight was Claudia Gadelha, which I think arguably that she won that fight. That was a tough fight, but I think she won that fight. And then she goes out and gets obliterated again by Tatiana Suarez. Mm-hmm. So at this point, we're just like, everybody's like, you know, it's like the perception that Carla had at this point after losing to Tatiana Suarez. That is still where people mentally have Carla Esparza in that same spot that when she got beat by Tatiana Suarez. Okay. Yeah. Since then, Verna Jandiroba, Alexa Grasso, Michelle Waterson, Marina Rodriguez, and Yao Xiaonan. That's a 5-fight winning streak.
Yeah.
That's a 5-fight winning streak.
Through 2019, 2020. She fought a couple times in 2020. So
yeah, she fought twice.
Yeah. And she looks incredible. This wasn't a like an off the wall win for her this past weekend. You could tell that she has improved in a lot of different areas. She looks incredible physically. She had everything there mentally this week. I think that she could be somebody to watch out for. Of course, there was that rocky start. That was back in, all the way back in 2018 when she had those 2 losses back to back. And at that time it was Tatiana Suarez and Claudia Gadelha, who, like we said, they were on the rise themselves. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Carla in the position that she's in now. And I hope that, she continues on up. She's somebody I have always rooted for. I didn't think she was going to get the win this past weekend, but I was excited to see that she did.
There's a double standard that goes on, Sin City Sarah, and you're a little newer to the sport than I am. But tell me, am I wrong when I say about this double standard? Like, people were okay with Zhang Weili getting a title shot. Like, that's the thing. That's like, let me go back and pull up Zhang Weili's road to the belt. Let's talk, since we're talking about roads to the belt. Let me look up Zhang Weili. Yep. And nobody had a problem with Zhang Weili. Oh God! It's a Chinese girl and they're fighting in China. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Jessica Andrade's first title. Everybody was okay with it. Let me go to her page. Let's see. Christian Ramirez. Thank you, sir. Marina is a tough fight. That was a smart game plan. That absolutely was a smart game plan. Just like this fight with Yan Xiaonan, how she beat Yan was also a very smart game plan. Let me scroll down. Let's look at Zhang Weili's road to the belt. Okay. So her first fight in the UFC was Danielle Taylor, a mark. Danielle Taylor is a mark. Anybody could beat Danielle Taylor. Okay. Jessica Aguilar, Tisha Torres. Okay. So that was it. She beat Danielle Taylor, Jessica Aguilar, and Tisha Torres, and she got to fight for the belt. See, that's like for me, that's where the double standard comes into play, because people are gonna say that Carla Esparza doesn't deserve to have a title shot, but was okay with Zhang Weili getting a title shot. Is that not a double standard, Sarah?
It's double standards. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Yep, I agree.
And I just think that you can never please MMA fans. Like we're just gonna have to come to that conclusion that you can never please MMA fans, and they have short-term memory loss. Like
Me included.
They smoking more of this shit than I am, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can never please everyone. You can never please everyone anyhow. And some people just want to run their mouth and stir up shit sometimes. And maybe they even say that knowing that she does deserve the opportunity, but they just want to piss people off. That's what I think. Or like Christian says, they want China. Maybe.
Yeah, but besides that, it didn't matter. Like, they could have just had the fight in China. They didn't have to, Wei Li Zhang didn't have to be fighting for the title.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why it's important to did we freeze up? Are you with me? Did I lose you? BJ? Oh,
I'm sure it was me. I'm sure it's me, Sarah.
It's okay. I got nervous. I was like, I'm going to have to run this thing all by myself.
No, you're good. I'm back.
Know what I was going to say. I don't know what I was going to say now, but that's okay. Christian also says that was a strategic move by the UFC. Dana wants the China bucks. Yeah,
say that one more time.
Like, Dana wants the China bucks. What else did they? Something else about Dana, but that was a great move by the UFC. Yeah, but like BJ had said, they still could have had the fight in China. I guess maybe they just really thought she was going to win that one.
I just think I was gonna say, I just think they got really lucky when Zhang Weili won the belt. Like, they had Zhang.
Well, guys, sorry you have to put up with just me. Where'd he go? What was he saying? We could continue on until he gets it figured out. He'll get it figured out. He'll be back. Any other thoughts, opinions? I thought they did the fight in China when Zhang won the title. Yeah. BJ. Ay. Did we lose the whole stream? Oh, there you are. There's Christian. Okay, Christian. Thanks for still hanging in here with me. He's gone. He said, you know what? Sarah's got this. He went and took a break. He needed his 15. What are you up to tonight, Christian? Just hanging out? Who else is here? I can hear you. You can hear me or just can you hear BJ? BJ's gone.
I'm here.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, Sarah?
I could hear you now. Yep.
I don't know what's going on. My shit is just dead. I don't know. StreamYard doesn't work well for my phone. So we're just going to go. I might be glitchy, but at least I'm here. So anyways. But yeah, I just feel like, what were you saying, Sarah? Because all I heard was
That's all I really said. I was asking everybody what they're up to. I was kind of talking shit about you while you were gone. That was all. You didn't miss much.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, like, if you run StreamYard from a mobile phone, it dies and it doesn't come back. I don't know why it does that. It didn't used to do that. I used to run the shit out of StreamYard on my phone from my phone and it would work perfect, but now it doesn't.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's a huge double standard there, man. Zhang Weili definitely, I get that was a big business move, but the underground MMA community, man, we were really like kind of upset that, that Carla Esparza got that title shot. That Zhang Weili got that title shot. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like,
Yeah.
we were somewhat kind of upset. So, it's what it is, Carla. I think Carla's going to do well going forward here on out. I think she'll do well. Somebody said something in the comment about Mackenzie Dern versus Carla. That's an interesting. I would love to see that fight. I would love to see Mackenzie Dern versus anybody. Rose, Zhang, Rodriguez. We're going to get to see that. Carla. I'm open to Mackenzie Dern versus anybody. What about you, Sarah?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I'd love to see her against Carla. I think Mackenzie takes it in that situation, and I'm trying to put out the good vibes for Carla, but Mackenzie's somebody I am really, really excited about. I could easily see her in gold, and I'd love to see her against anybody at this point. I think that she's got as good of a chance as the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm definitely in on that. So the next battle news that I wanted to cover here tonight with my girl Sin City Sarah is I've seen recently that Dana White said, you know what, we're no longer going to wait on Jon Jones. Like Jon Jones has had, and now when you have these little struggles like this, like to get a fight booked, and and if Dana White is offered, like there's not many times that I can say that I believe anything that comes out of Dana White's mouth. But when there's a fight that everybody thinks is going to happen, and that there's been talk about it, it's been circulating, and then it just doesn't happen, obviously somebody doesn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And when Dana White, when you start hearing that verbiage from Dana White that says, if he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to fight, we're going to move on. Then I believe him when he says that. I believe that the fighter just doesn't want to fight for some reason or another. For some reason or another, the fighter doesn't want to fight. So it looks like the UFC is going to move on and go with Derek Lewis in Ngannou for the rematch. What do you think about that, Sarah?
You know my feelings about Jon Jones. It sounds to me like Dana's trying to peer pressure him, On Twitter, I have everything Jon Jones muted. I don't see any of it. So I don't know, I hear other people. I'll hear other people say like, oh, John's on another one of his Twitter rants, where he just goes off and tweets all kind of crazy stuff. I think maybe Dana's trying to peer pressure him a little bit. Dana wants him to fight. I believe that. But if he keeps, the fight's not getting booked, somebody doesn't want it. So what's going on? Oh, Christian says Dana doesn't want to pay.
That's a good.
What is Jon asking for?
Like millions of dollars. Like he's asking for like boxer money. He's asking for like boxer money. That's kind of what the high level MMA fighters should be getting paid, is that type of money. But he asking for a lot of money.
Do you think that there's a chance that Jones thinks that his next fight is his last for good, and that's why he wants so much money? Or does he just want the money because he thinks he deserves it? He's the draw, all those things.
I think he wants this much money because he knows that he can lose this fight. Like he knows that Francis Ngannou can put him out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it can be over in like that. So I think that Jon Jones he's not like Stipe. Stipe didn't hesitate to fight Francis Ngannou both times. He never hesitated both times. Stipe is not scared of Francis Ngannou. It's not going to take a whole lot of money to get Stipe Miocic to go in there and fight Francis Ngannou. He's done it twice. Yeah. He's not scared. But I think Jon Jones knows that he could lose this fight in the much smallest. And like that's a big thing.
Yeah.
I'd be scared. That's what I would ask him to dollars going Francis Ngannou too.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine? Could you imagine though? We wish.
I would turn around and walk back out of the cage, Sarah. What would you do?
For what? What was the question?
If I step in there with, I said that I would ask for millions of dollars to fight Ngannou too, like big scary dude.
Yeah, really, right? I mean, I could go both ways. I would give me $10 and I'll stand in there with him. Just to say that I did it and just to say that I felt it. but I get why Jones would want as much as he does. And I do believe because he knows he's probably going to lose. And then he knows maybe that could be the end for him. It just is what it is. So we'll see.
Do you think Jon Jones is close to his end?
Athletically, not necessarily, but mentally, I feel like he's somebody that at any point everything could be done. And that's kind of what concerns me about him. So, I feel like he's such a loose cannon. It's kind of hard to tell. But I don't have the best opinions of him to begin with. So sometimes I feel kind of guilty, like I'm just talking shit when I don't know, but
So Record Tree says Jon is still scary though. Scary good. But is he as good though is he good enough to stop Francis Ngannou from knocking him out though? Like
that's the other
Francis Ngannou.
What are some other names so that's the only fight that they're interested in booking? They haven't really thought of anybody else for Jones right now, or what's the situation there?
Yeah, Stipe's name was floating around out there, and he said no, he didn't want to fight Stipe. And I'm like,
why wouldn't he want to fight Stipe?
I don't know. That's why I think that at that point, I think Dana White is kind of in the same news as everybody else. I think Dana White is feeling like, dude, like, what is it going to take for you to fight? Other than the money, you're not getting that. You're not getting that kind of money. Like, what is it going to take for you just to fight, bro?
Right. Well, and what did Jon say the last couple of days? Because I know he went off on Twitter. What was he saying about it?
I didn't keep up with the last leg of what he was saying, but I know he was just saying, like, everybody was talking about Stipe. The last thing I saw him put was he was like, no, I'm not fighting Stipe. So stop, people stop spreading that rumor, stop talking about it. I'm not fighting Stipe Miocic. And I'm like, why would you not fight Stipe? Like, if Stipe was champion, I feel like he would have fought Stipe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think he wants to fight. I think he wants to fight for the belt, but I really don't know what's holding him back because they said he turned down a fight with Derek Lewis too, and I'm just like he turned down a fight with Derek Lewis.
He doesn't want to fight then. Who does he want? Has he said who he wants?
Well, he keeps getting into it with Francis Ngannou, so they keep having these Twitter wars, and I'm just like, they're talking shit, like they're talking shit to each other. They want to fight each other, like, let's do it. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to see something happen. I want to see a fight get booked. I want to see some skilled heavyweights fight. Stipe, Derek Lewis, Jon Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see these people fight. Like, I want to see who's really the best. My goes on Stipe. I think out of the whole bunch, Stipe Miocic is the best. But it looks like we're gonna get. It looks like Stipe is gonna take some time off, and we're gonna get Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou too. Comment section: who do y'all have? I'm asking the comment section and my girl Sin City Sarah. Who do y'all have in the rematch? I mean, it can't be any worse than the first fight. The first fight was awful, so it can't be any worse than that. But Derek Lewis did win it. So, who do we have in the rematch?
I have Ngannou in the rematch. I think that for him, after winning the belt, and everything that he went through that I don't think he's just going to give it up easily. I think it's going to be a heck of a fight. I think he's here to stay for a while, and yeah, he would definitely be my pick. I don't know that I see anybody beating him right now.
Beating Jon Jones or Francis Ngannou?
Right now. No, Ngannou. No, I'm done talking about Jones for right now.
Francis Ngannou.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derek Lewis can beat him again. I do think that Derek Lewis can beat him. I mean, they both just have that type of power. And poor Curtis Blades felt the wrath of both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like Curtis Blades been put to sleep by both of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, people talk about how fast Derek Lewis. I mean, how fast Francis Ngannou is and how powerful he is. But I think Derek Lewis is just as fast and just as powerful as Francis Ngannou. So I think that it's just who can get it off first, like who can land that, who can touch the chin first. You know, it's a race to the chin. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah.
We got
Christian says, imagine Francis wrestling Lewis. Is it me?
No, it's definitely me. Any mistake that's going on StreamYard, it's not you. It's definitely me. So Mark Bell says, I will be asleep in the second round. What?
No. I hate when people.
No, come on.
I hate when people think the heavyweight fights are always so boring, which sometimes I do also, but sometimes I really look forward to them. I like the heavyweights.
I do too. Maybe John has more respect for Stipe's boxing skills than Francis, even though Francis is stronger. Stipe is very technical. Technically, Stipe is very good. Like he is some of the best. I think that as far as like technical strikers, the next best technical striker other than Stipe would be Alexander Volkov, former Bellator champion, top 5 ranked heavyweight or top 10 ranked heavyweight. I think he's one of the best in the division. I wanted to see him versus Stipe. I wanted to see Alexander Volkov versus Jon Jones. But like I said that is a good fight for Jon Jones to come into heavyweight. Somebody who fights his style, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's good, is just as good as him on the feet. Somebody with knockout power. Somebody he's not going to be taller than. You know, somebody's going to be bigger than him, taller and longer than him. Let's see. I think one of the big challenges for Jon Jones at heavyweight is if he does become the heavyweight champion and he's defending against these guys, you know what I'm saying? When he gets to somebody like Alexander Volkov, you know what I'm saying, who's longer than him, who's taller than him, and, you know, Jon Jones being at a reach disadvantage, I think we're going to see Jon Jones get challenged a lot more at heavyweight than he does at light heavyweight, than he did at light heavyweight. He's got more powerful punchers, knockout artists, plus some guys are going to be taller and longer than he is, coupled with the power. So I think, you know, I don't even think it's really a good move that Jon Jones goes to heavyweight to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he even fights, if we can even get him to fight, right? If
yeah, like if we can get him to do something.
Yeah,
like he has to show me that he's going to be good at heavyweight. But speaking of weight classes, Sarah, I seen today on Michelle Waterson's Instagram, she posted a fight week picture from this last fight week, this last fight of hers. Mm-hmm. And she said, the caption on it said, how do I look at 125? And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, please. I think that's a huge mistake for Michelle Waterson. What do you think?
Who posted the picture? Michelle did?
She did. Her Instagram.
Or Carla? Michelle Waterson did?
No, it was because, you know, she fought Marina Rodriguez at 125 instead of 115. So, and she posted a picture on her Instagram. Go to her Instagram and it says it's her in her fight gear. And she goes, "How do I look at 125?" And I was like, I don't know.
She said, "Not too shabby, if I do say so myself." Oh, I see your comment right here.
Like, I mean, if you want to fight at 125, that's a good welcome into it. And if you beat her, then you can. There's potential for you to beat anybody else in the division. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't think it's a good move for her to go to 125, man. Like, somebody like Chukagian would eat Michelle Waterson to pieces out there. Like, just the size difference. Like, the size is just gonna be too much, man. She's smaller than for the strawweights.
Yeah, her arms look pretty muscular, but even her legs like don't look like her body looks almost too petite, or not petite, but the size difference would be a problem, I believe. She's definitely like looks smaller, right?
She's like compact.
Yeah. Maybe she wants to give it a try though. I don't know. I mean, didn't she say that was it her that she's an atomweight champ. Was it her that said that the UFC PI was helping her? Who said that? To get to a certain weight that they were helping her recently?
That was Norma Dumont.
That was Norma, yeah.
Yeah, so that was Norma Dumont saying that the PI was helping get the PI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know about Michelle Waterson at 125. That's I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea, but you know, if she wants to try her hand up there, maybe she could get some wins. I'm not exactly sure. Mm-hmm. Like, Michelle Waterson gonna have to beat somebody. She's gonna have to beat something. She'll do something because it's not gonna be too much longer until she's gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be out. So, but that's all the news I got to talk about. I did want to talk about. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what happens at that point? Does she just say, "Okay, that didn't work, so I'll drop back down"? Is that what usually we would see?
Thing. Like, I don't know. She took this fight at 125 only because she was fighting a 115er. Opponent was also a 115er fighting at 125. But to fight a legit flyweight, like a big legit flyweight, like Manon Firiat, Maida Bueno Silva, Taylor Santos, Viviane Araujo, like them big girls, De La Rosa, Chukagian, Lauren Murphy. Like, I mean, that's not gonna be a good look for her. Like, that's not a good look. Macy Barber, Miranda Maverick, like, no, that's not good for her. I wouldn't take that route if I was Michelle Waterson. No.
Mm-hmm. Like, can I ask you a question?
What you got?
Do you have like all the fighters like names and weight classes right in front of you, or were you doing that off the top of your head? Because you're like kind of looking to side, so I'm like, is he reading off something? Like, should I have note cards or? Yeah.
No, I don't have your name. I just like when I'm talking, I just stare off into space. Like, I'm looking at the ceiling in my apartment right now. Like, I'm just I don't know. I just know the names, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's a good thing. I love it.
But speaking of upcoming stuff, our dude, Nate Diaz, next week, Sarah.
Next week.
What's going next week? Your head as we get close.
I gotta be honest with you, BJ. I can't get into it yet. I can't, because here's the thing. I get so excited and I get my hopes up so high that if something happens and the fight doesn't happen, I'm just going to be crushed and devastated and depressed for like weeks. So there's some sort of mental block where I cannot get excited too early in advance. It's like, I can't let it happen to myself. So of course I'm excited. I'm feeling it, but I haven't been reading all this stuff. I haven't been looking into it because if I do, I'm just going to burn out. And then if something happens with the fight, and fingers crossed it doesn't, but I know how this stuff goes, I will be devastated. So I'm trying to protect my heart and my mind and take it one day at a time. But how are you feeling? I'd love to hear about it.
You know, I kind of feel you because that's happened to me quite a few times. That's happened to me quite a few times. When you, the first, I think the first time it happened, while I was podcasting was I'm go all the way back to Valentina Shevchenko versus Nico Montano. When like we finally got that full, and then we get to weigh-ins the day before the fight, and Nico pulls out the fight. I was like, oh God, like I spent hours and weeks and days arguing with people about Nico Montano. Nico was in the same situation, kind of like Carla. She won tough, and then Roxanne Modafferi finale and became the first flyweight champion. I was team Nico. Then here comes Valentina. I'm not fuck. Like, I'm team Nico. Like, I'm team Nico. I watched Nico beat Montana De La Rosa, Lauren Murphy, and I forgot who the third person that she beat on the alternate was. But she beat Lauren Murphy and Montana De La Rosa on tough. So I'm like, shit, Nico is the truth. I'm thinking this girl gonna go in here and bang it out with Valentina Shevchenko, and then she pulls out of the fight after this long saga of my foot is broke, I had to have my tonsils removed, I'm sick, like all this shit was going on, and then the fight would never get made, and then it finally got made. I mean, we had press conferences, Sin City press conferences. Embedded had 4 or 5 episodes out already. This was a huge fight. And then, I mean, the day of the weigh-ins, everybody like, we get to the second to last person. We're all waiting on Nico. And they're like, Nico Montano has been hospitalized. I was like, oh, no. Yeah, no. Like it was.
It's devastating. Yeah. Yeah, it's devastating.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Give it a few more days, probably towards the end of this week. We don't have fights this weekend, so I'll probably have a little extra time, start getting excited. But yeah, I do, I have felt that disappointment quite a few times, especially because like with COVID, we lose fights, left and right. So I'm trying just to protect my headspace, but I'm excited for it. And of course, I still have Nate. Can't go against him. Oh, this way, obviously. Where is he? There he is.
There he is.
Oh.
Yeah, they had posted some his Ultimate Fighter win. They posted it on, I think it was either Twitter or Instagram today, and I watched it. And Nate has come. He's like, his skill set has evolved so much over the years. Like Nate came into the UFC with almost no striking, like literally almost no striking. He was just a jiu-jitsu guy, and they got a hold to him, and him and his brother just sharpened that boxing up over the years, just fight after fight after fight after fight after fight. And now Nate went from being somebody that they talked about, oh my God, his jiu-jitsu and his cardio is so good, you know what I'm saying, like, to, well, his boxing is some of the best boxing in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I love how he's made himself over the years a complete fighter and made the best of his opportunities. I think, people say, well, Nate's not even ranked and he's fighting the number 2 guy or whatever. He's fighting his guy. He's not even ranked. Yeah, but it's Nate. Like Nate Diaz earned his stripes, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he earned his stripes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I can't.
Fingers crossed it happens. Who's your honest pick? who's your honest pick? And don't be worried about hurting my feelings or anything. I'm not going to be offended.
No, straight off the rip. Like when whoever they put Nate Diaz against, I'm going for Nate Diaz. Like I learned not to pick against Nate Diaz when he went in there and beat Conor McGregor that first time. That's when I said, I will never pick against Nate Diaz. Because I said, when they made that fight, I was like, oh, that's not a good matchup for Conor McGregor. Like, that's not a good matchup because he ain't going to go out there and starch Nate. He ain't going to go out there and knock Nate Diaz out. He knocked out Jose Aldo. He knocked out all the Murphy, Chad Mendez and them or whatever. But he ain't going to knock out Nate Diaz. I said, Nate Chicken is just too good to be outstruck by Conor McGregor, man. And when Nate beat him, I was like, I will never bet against Nate ever.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite fight.
When did you first realize you were a big fan of Nate Diaz?
I think that night, Conor and Nate won. I was a fan of Nate before I was of Conor. At that point, Nate was probably one of the only. Nick and Nate were, the two names that I knew best, and but both those fights between both those guys brought out a lot of emotion for me. But it was that first one. I just knew. I knew I was always going to be a Diaz fan as soon as I started watching the press conferences, all of their interviews. I love it, you guys. I freaking love that they kind of say what's on their mind. I love that they kind of struggle to say what they need to say sometimes because I relate to that. I love that they just don't give a shit. They don't, I love all of it. So I've been a fan of theirs the longest, but yeah, those, both the Conor and Nate fights were very, very special for me.
But I gotta say, Sarah, like, find this clip if you can. But it was
what is it?
It was the funniest.
I probably know what one you're talking about.
Nate were side by side. They weren't sitting beside each other, but it was a camera on Nate and it was a camera on Conor. And Nate, they were going back and forth, and Nate said something about 5 or some number, and Conor goes, "You can't even count to 5." And Conor bust out laughing, dude. And it was the funniest shit ever. Like, it was the funniest thing in the world. I was like, man, why you do Nate like that? Like, he didn't.
You know what's so good though about the Diaz brothers is that they dish it out as much as they take it. They can take it. I love their shit talk because they dish it out too. When you go back and you think back when Nate and GSP fought, and I freaking love GSP, but all of Nick's comments during that time, like, it's just freaking hysterical, right? I absolutely love it. I think it was this CNBC interview right here.
Play the audio, Sarah.
Okay,
Play it up.
Talk about money because we are the business network and the business of the union.
I'll take over from here, Nate. You can bounce. take a coffee break, Nate. And by coffee break, I mean bring me my coffee.
No. They want you to give us a quick count to 10, both of you, gentlemen, if you don't mind, just if you wouldn't mind count to 10.
Nate can only count to 5. Yeah.
It's all edited. So you can only count to 5.
That's the funniest shit
It's
Conor
so funny.
McGregor has ever said. Like, that was perfect.
No, I think what was even better? A better comment was when he said to Floyd, "Why you got a school bag, Floyd? You can't even read." That's one of my favorites.
Is it true that Floyd can't read?
No, of course not.
Okay.
He could read.
I mean, Speaking of
Listen,
Floyd, go ahead.
He can read what he needs to. Let's put it that way. I'm sure he could read what he needs to. What about
do you think
Floyd?
about that bloody picture? That bloody picture that he posted on social media, sparring, and he's just covered in blood.
I didn't see it. Which I follow him, right?
Oh,
did he put it on Instagram?
Sure I think it was Instagram. I've been stuck on Instagram today, but he posted this picture of him sparring, and it was like covered in blood.
Yeah, but is it somebody else's blood?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, is he beating somebody up that bad in sparring? Like, is he gonna hurt Logan Paul? You think he's gonna hurt Logan Paul in there?
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, it's Floyd. It's Floyd Mayweather. He cannot lose to Logan Paul. It can't happen, right? So I really hope he does. And then I hope he comes back and he beats Jake's ass too. But we'll see. Yeah, he's pretty bloody. He says June 6th. If you can't make it to Miami, be sure to tune in. Are you watching boxing this weekend?
What's this weekend?
To be honest, I don't know exactly everybody who's fighting, but I know Shane Mosley Jr. is fighting, and he's somebody that I got my eye on. So
I will
trying to watch him and support.
Because you will be watching and you're into it. I will watch it so that I can talk about it with you. How about that?
Okay, that sounds good.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch boxing though.
I know, but there's no fights on, so
yeah. There's not even a Bellator card this weekend.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a live. Man. Maybe I'll go live and watch the boxing. I have no idea what's going on in boxing, but I like, I'll still watch it. Still check it out.
Yeah. It's a lot going on. They were talking to I was watching something the other day and they were talking about how, because I always wondered, like, why does boxing have so many belts? Like, why are these motherfuckers standing in the ring with 12, 15 different belts? Mm-hmm. And then I realized, like, and they were saying, like, if MMA was like that, then you would have, like, if let's say the it's a heavyweight championship fight, like all the promotions, you would win the belt for UFC, Bellator, LFA, PFL, like you would have all of those belts. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand why they have so many belts, because they're cross promotions and they cross promote, Mm-hmm. But the UFC, man, like, and then Chatri, from One Fighting Championship, he tweeted out that he was like, well, somebody tweeted it or whatever, that he was like, I would totally be open to a ONE FC versus UFC champions. But I mean, I just don't think Dana White wants. I mean, I don't understand why he doesn't play well with others. Like,
right?
Does he not
That's
know
a very good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good way to put it. I saw that tweet also, and man, I would love to see it. The fans would love to see it. I'm not sure why he doesn't. I'm sure he has his reasons, and maybe it just comes down to business. And sometimes, when you're running multi-billion-dollar companies, it's about business. But yeah, what a fun idea. I'd love to see it also. I like that he spoke out about it too, and he put it out there, kind of just saying, like, yeah, we could do this, let's do it.
And see, the thing that gets me though is Chatri believes that his champions are the best fighters in the world. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Scott Coker believes that his champions are the best fighters in the world. And of course, Dana White believes that his champions are the best champions in the world. So the question for me, you know what I'm saying, if Dana White feels like his fighters are the best fighters in the world, then put them up against the best. Put them up against, let's see what happens. Like, if it's only just like a one-time thing, like I would much rather see, I would like to see, to be honest, I would like to see a ONE FC Bellator cross promotion. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I would be in on that. But for the men's weight classes, for sure, I would like to see it. and maybe the women's too. Yeah, for the straw weights. I mean, not the straw weights, but they got ONE FC has flyweights, right?
I don't know, but I don't know all the weight stuff. But I was taking into consideration how they handle the entire weight situation differently than the UFC too. So I wonder what that would look like.
Yeah,
How many weight?
you would have
How many classes do they have?
I'm pretty sure they have a flyweight division. I'm pretty sure that ONE FC has a flyweight division. I know they have the atom weights. Pretty sure.
Yeah. I believe they do.
Yeah. See what they say. See what it says, Sarah. I'm sure they do. ONE FC's got some. It's some fights.
Flyweight, strawweight, atom weight.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what Christian Lee does, man. Like, I like Christian Lee. I keep saying his name, the lightweight champion Christian Lee. Like, I like him. I really like Christian Lee, man. I want to see what he does. He's young. You know what I'm saying? He's 23 years old. He's the champion. He just beat Nasty Eugen. Like, I'm ready to see if Eddie Alvarez can get to Christian Lee and what would happen.
Yeah. Well,
Alvarez
Eddie lost. Yeah, he's having a rough time. He lost that last fight. That was so disappointing. But yeah, maybe it's Christian's time. Maybe it's his time to do his thing. But yeah, he's definitely a good one to look out for.
Yeah.
What else, BJ? What else you got going on?
That's it. That's all I got. I'm good. I just wanted to come and talk about the Carla Esparza hate, talk about some other things, and of course go off on a couple of tangents because that's what we do best. Some good feedback in here tonight. I appreciate all you guys coming in. Let me give some shout outs here. You got Stamina MD, Arpit Singh, Reggie the Tree, Christian Ramirez, let's see, Marcus Bell, Robert Henry, Abdul Diaz, Hot Boys Hammer. Let's see who else, man. It was live in here tonight. Wonderling Violin Mantis. Okay. But I appreciate all you guys coming and commenting, man. Y'all had the comment section rolling. I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, me and Sin City just wanted to come chop it up with y'all for a little bit. Say hello, say goodbye, of course. We'll give a shout out to my girl, Sin City Sarah. Any
shout out to you.
Sin City?
Thank you so much for having me on your channel. Feels comfortable here. It feels good. I love talking fight stuff with you. So thank you so much. And yeah, that's about all. That's it for me.
That's all we got, guys. Well, this is your boy, of course, BJ from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit those like buttons. Hit that dislike button if you didn't give a damn what me and Sin City was talking about. And of course, if you guys haven't, all the new faces up in here, if you guys haven't, hit the subscribe button, man. And I'm out. Peace out, Sarah.
Bye.
It takes it. I don't know why I said say bye. It's taking for it to close. It takes a second.